Hi everyone, my name is Esther Mwema from the Department of Soil Science at Stellenbosch University. I will be taking the next few minutes to talk to you about soil science. Now, have you ever taken a moment to think about soils or even wondered whether soils are really important? There is an entire branch of science that is dedicated to soil science, to soils. But before I talk about that, I want to invite you to think about your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, or even supper. Pretty much everything we eat is grown in soils or eat something that is grown in soils. Think about your drinking water. Soils are the conduit between rainwater and streams or groundwater. Soils slowly absorb and release water into the major water reservoirs. This way, the water gets filtered and purified naturally. Without soils, the water will run off and there will be none of it to be stored in dams and aquifers. Think about climate change. Soils and the organisms that live in it store much more carbon than the entire above ground biomass on the planet. However, we can lose this carbon through erosion or through poor cultivation practices. On the other hand, we have the opportunity to store carbon in the soils. Storing carbon in soils is one of the most powerful ways of reducing carbon dioxide emissions and mitigating climate change. Even the health sector. Families of antibiotics are continually being discovered in soils. I believe I have convinced you that soil is important and that our lives depend on this complex thin layer on the Earth's surface. However, although this layer of the Earth's soil surface is very complex, there are disciplines within soil science that focus into this. But before I get into that, I would like to talk to you about the importance of soil science in agriculture. When we talk about agriculture here in the Western Cape, we think about orchards and vineyards. A typical orchard development would cost around 350,000 rands per hectare. Now, failure to conduct a thorough investigation of soil types can lead to a complete crop failure. Orchard development without a soil map is like playing lottery. You never know what to expect. For those keen not to take chances and for better chances of success, one would need a soil map. Identification and demarcation of poor soils is important to improve yields and reduce environmental damage that is associated with production costs. Soil fertility is one of the cornerstones of agricultural production. Plants require nutrients to grow. However, most of our soils are nutrients limited. Therefore, understanding the general and specific nutritional requirements of crops is essential for crop production. Moreover, understanding fertilizers, composts, and biostimulants reactions in soils is important to prevent overall under-fertilization of our soils. Due to the recent recurring droughts, there's been a change on how irrigation is done. In water-scarce areas, irrigating just enough water at exactly the right time is crucial for crop production. On the other hand, although our soils are water scarce, many soils experience waterlogging during periods in the year. This water can be diverted to drainage to make this land productive. Most of our soils are naturally not arable. We have learned to prepare these very difficult soils to realize maximum production. Also, we have learned over years to take care of our agricultural soils. Cultivation strategies have evolved that protect soil carbon and prevent soil degradation. I believe that I have convinced you of the importance of soil science in agriculture. Now, what skills does one acquire by pursuing a degree in soil science? A 4-year degree in soil science will equip one with very practical and applicable set of skills. You will never be able to look at soils the same way again. You will be able to see their potential, see their problems, fix them, and know what to plant. Now, as said earlier, there are disciplines of science within soil science through which you acquire the mentioned skills. These include soil chemistry and soil fertility, soil physics and soil water and management, pedology, which is about soil distributions, suitability and formation, as well as soil biology and ecology, which is about the different organisms that live in the soil, how they interact with each other, with plants, and with physical and chemical properties of soil. Now, for you to register to pursue a degree in soil science, you will require an average performance of 60% in the national senior certificate as well as a 60% in mathematics. The good news is you will be able to combine your soil science with another major, either agronomy, horticulture, or viticulture. Please visit our website for more information. Now, I would want to take the remaining minutes to talk to you about career opportunities in soil science. Most of our graduates work as consultants in agricultural or environmental industry. For a soil science career, one has to be expected to spend most of the time in the field and also must be prepared to travel. Most local consultants consult for Africa and the globe. I would want now to talk about typical activities that a soil scientist is involved in. Most agricultural developments in South Africa or elsewhere start with a soil map. Soil scientists use a mixture of techniques, field techniques, and advanced technologies such as drones and satellite image interpretation. These techniques they use to create detailed maps about outlining demarcations of distribution of different soils. These maps can be used for environmental impact assessment, they can be used to design orchards, or they can be used in precision agriculture interventions. These maps can be used to design irrigation systems according to soil types and crop requirements. According to crop requirements and soil types, these maps can also be used to recommend fertilizers. Fertilizer specialists also work for large international companies where they are also involved in field trials to investigate recommendations under local conditions. These maps can also be used for soil preparation, and this will help improve rooting depth of many soils to improve production. Some of our graduates also work outside agriculture. Soil scientists are well suited to carry out investigations in contaminated environments and are involved in remediation strategies. Our graduates are sought after by the environmental consultancies. Staying on environmental issues, as we move towards sustainable living and more towards circular economy, our graduates are involved in coming up with strategies of management of wastes. Our graduates are involved in rehabilitation of mine wastes as well as agricultural wastes, whereby they convert the waste into amendments that can be used in soils. In terms of outreach and community development, our graduates are well suited to participate in outreach and community development through agricultural extension services. There is actually a success story of an entire community in KwaZulu-Natal around the sugar-grown region where the farmers have been uplifted out of poverty through dedicated extension services. Most of our graduates stay on in our department to pursue an MSc or PhD in industry applicable research. Most of these graduates are sought after by the industry. Actually, most of them find job opportunities before submitting the final thesis. In a nutshell, that is soil science and the related career opportunities. For more information, please visit our website. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation and I look forward to welcoming you to our university. Thank you.